Might not even need. Okay, so let's continue from where we stopped. Last time we were able to add effects to our form. So let me remove all this one. We're able to add effects to our form so that anytime we change anything from the form, we just update the global state. And when the global state updated, then it changes the value that we have there. For example, here now if I type mayor of first name like this, as you can see, it's going to put it there. And at the same time here too, whatever number you type, it's going to place them at that place. So for the months, 03 193, but that one too is 2, and 20, whatever stuff, and it place everything at their correct place. But yeah, we know that this thing must always be 2. This one too must always be 2, and this one must always be 3. And at the same time, it must be number. And I don't think we've added that already. So what we need to do here is to check what we are doing. As you can see, for the year, we are still using number, but it's supposed to be string, and we need to use the length that must be 2. So for let's start with the month first. So this one have to be string. So like this, but we're not going to be using min and max since we know that it's always going to be 2. So we can just use length, because since max and min are the same, we don't need to type it. It's just waste of typing. So we can use length on the string. So another thing we need to make sure here is that they can't type letter. If you remember, we did something like that. So we use A to Z, A to whatever stuff. But if you want to do with number, we have this backslash D, and you know that we can actually specify the stuff there. So the length is 16, and here too we can actually use this. Instead of using length, you can use refine directly, because this one is just waste of listening because like that. But first, let's go with this one too. So let's refine it. So refine. We're going to receive our value. And whatever we return, you have to either be true or false. And what we want to do, what we just want to do here is to return a regular expression that check whether this thing start with 2 number and end with 2 number, and that's backslash d, and on this is 2. So and it end like this. This is what I talked about last time. So test. And what are we testing? We are testing our value. So what we're doing here is that look for in this place, whatever the user have to type, it must start with digits, 2 digits, and it must end with that 2 digits. So which whatever you want to type, it must be digits, and at the same time, it's just 2 that we need. If it's not 2, then we can display a message here like that. For example, we can just say invalid like that. So invalid month or invalid any text that we want to display. So if the length is not 2, this one will not complain. And if the length is 2, this one will check whether it is number or not like that. So and this one can just say that enter a valid uh, month like this. So the same thing that we did here is what we're going to do for the year. And as you can see, we are repeating ourselves, but in a more we are dealing with a project that is more than this. You see that there's some stuff we are doing that is repetition, so you can extract it out. But right now, I will not do that so that it doesn't add complexity into our system. So this one is going to be something is missing here now. So we need to put the string like that. If you pass any invalid type or require self, something is missing here. So we need to pass the required. So invalid type error, this is going to just be invalid like this. So if you pass this one, it's going to be invalid. So Z, something is missing from this small screen. So we have this Z, then dot invalid here is going to be this. For the length, we are passing this like that. So for the refine, then this one can be month. It's going to be year. So the same thing here too is going to be year. And lastly, for this one, this one is that that's what the difference between them. So this one is going to be, let me change this one to string. So down here, you can just paste the same thing. But this one now is going to be 3, not 2. And this one is going to be invalid CVC. And at the end here too, something is going on here. Come on, it's not working with small screen. Let me expand everything because this screen is too small for me to. So yeah, we have the string. We check the length. It is 3. And at the same time too, here we need to check that the digit that you type it is 3 like that. So that's what we did here. So for the CVC, we know that we are receiving string, but we are checking whether that string is number or not. And again, to whatever you want to supply to us, have to be 3. You can't supply anything apart from that. So if we save this one, we shouldn't be having any error that we're having because now it's showing the invalid because we are using number before. So to page there, so here 03, as you can see, no problem. But now if I put 1, it will complain because we say we are looking for 2 stuff there. And again, you can't type letter, it will not accept because I see enter your valid month because you are inputting wrong stuff there. So here 03, so 19, but now someone 2 is receiving 2. But you know that this year now, so this here is not something that so here now is going to be 2-1. We don't care about this. It can be any 3. If it is 2, confirm as you can see, it's going to bring out this wrong format. But if it is 1, then press enter, then I'm still having this wrong format. So why are we having wrong format again? We are going to look into that one. But here now, this one is okay. But there's a problem. If you look at it here, this spacing is not balanced then because this one is not having anything, but this one is having something. So what we can do, the trick we can use here. So this is the trick we can use here. The trick we can use here is that we can talk to this. Even there is nothing there, you should just put empty string there so that it will represent it as a text. Because what is happening there is that in our code, what we did is that the only time it will come aside. So if you check the code again, you can see where we are displaying the error. So the only time it will come outside is this when you have this 1 or this one. But if there is nothing, it will just be empty like that. Another thing we can do here is just to pass maybe empty string there like this. And once you pass empty string, it's going to leave it. Or another thing you can do is to put what we call non-breaking space. So the thing is like this. So non-breaking space like that. So what does this thing do? It's just as if you are pressing the space keyboard. So this is the code that you can use to generate space. Now we have code to generate naira. We have code to generate other symbols. So this code to generate space, as if you are pressing space on the keyboard. This is the stuff known as not breaking space like this, like that. SP. So, but I'm not going to use it. I'll just leave it empty like this. The same thing down here for the CVC. So instead of it to just be like this, or what we can just do is just to render empty space. So if it is here, that space should still be available on the screen, and if it's not, then what we can do is that number. Let me check. So let me cross check. So where is it? And we need to add the styling in case it's not matching. So this is the code, and inside it we have this speed. As you can see, that it's not having any height. So since it's not having any height, it is still the same problem. So what we can do here is to apply maybe like a minimum height for the stuff. So if the content is going to be there, just maintain this minimum height because that height is 0. You can see the height is 0. So if you still do it, it will still not work. So what we can do there is to apply a minimum height because the height of the stuff is depending on the content. And since there is no content and it's not seen, the empty space is there, but it's not giving the space that I want. So what we can do here from the CSS, you can actually talk to it to have a minimum height of whatever the content, like 14 pixels, to just be the minimum height. So that when you click on this thing later on and this one has been filled like this, so that it's not coming down because there is no space again there. And since there is no space, what we cannot do is to talk to it. So let me do it from here. What we can do, look at the spacing for the second one. So what is space? If you look at it, the space here, can you see it's 15.5 0.56. So we can now talk to all these message that even though there is no this in there, just add this minimum space like that. So we can talk to this one too. Let me go up. So to the style. So the element style, we can just give it a minimum height. And this one you are forcing it. Not that you stay there, but this is your minimum. You can expand later on, but you can't go less. So minimum should just be 15.56 pixels. As you can see, it fix that whatever stuff. So this is what we can do from our CSS there. Like just have this minimum. In case there is nothing inside, always maintain this minimum stuff. So let me quickly add it from our CSS, and I think it's coming from the global. So it's coming from the global CSS. That's where we have the error. So scrolling down, we have this error. Where are you? This is not where we have it. So let me look at where the style is coming from. So message box. Oh, I think it's coming from the home page. So where's the message box? So yeah, there is it here. So message box, minimum height of the stuff should just be around that 15 or let's just use 16 directly. So 16 pixels. Like even if there's nothing there, it's going to make to increase the space at that place. So if you save you that apply all of them, but you know you want to apply it to only this side, you condition the styling and it only apply it at this place so that when you press this thing, you know, it's matched now. But if you do this one like this, I'm still having is it not applying the stuff? Let's see. But I do not see the where's our message? It's not giving it. You do not see it though. Let me see. Message box. Is it not saved? You did not save that. Oh yeah, it's not saved. But you did not apply it. But I did not say anything there. But it's supposed to, yeah, it was supposed to be there. Because we've given it a minimal height. Even if there is no content, it will maintain that height so that it doesn't come down and it will not look as if the thing is not balanced there. So this one too, there is one error that is coming out from this one. It's still giving us wrong format. So why is it giving us wrong format? So let me check. What did we do with that one? So going back up to that one. So where is it? It is this CVC. So we said it is string. The length is 3. Why are we calling it invalid? Why are we calling it months? This will be CVC like this. And I think this one too is not safe because the message I'm getting here is different. This one is wrong format. How come it's still giving us this message? This is wrong. But there's nothing like wrong formatting. So why are we getting that message? Except it is not safe. Let me reload. Pass wrong name into it. Let me check the error we are looking for. So where's the last part? Can you see? See the problem? We are not, because I know that that error is not corresponding to the validation that we have here. All the message here is invalid, invalid CVC, and enter invalid CVC. But it's not showing the error of wrong format. So that means something is wrong there. So that's why I have to come down here. So what we're supposed to put here is CVC. Because there's no way the error message here is not different from what we are seeing. So something is definitely wrong somewhere, which is that side, and that's the like that. And here now, okay, let's try it again. So I have a 0303 and type, as you can see now, this is the message. So CVC is what we're supposed to be seeing there. Enter it, so which is that's the third validation now. It's checking whether everything is number. And since it's not number, it's bringing out this error message here like that. So here pass the stuff. So now everything is balanced except these two that we need to fill, and we've added that validation there. But here now, we say this our there are two things we need to check here if you want to do that one. But I think I don't need to go into that because it's just normal JavaScript to do that. It's just unnecessary stuff because what we need to do here, we need to check whether the corresponding day, month that you put in is okay. Let's just do it. Let's do it because this is months. We know that our months it can't go beyond 01 to 12. And again, we know the year. We can't have less than we can't have more. We can't have less than the current one, because when your year is like we can't even have the current one. Whatever year you want to supply to us must be more than, since we are in 2024 now, the minimum year you should supply to us is 2025. So how do we get that? We can actually get the current year in JavaScript. So how do you get the current year in JavaScript? So let me go into console. So to get the current year, you can use the dates. So this date will actually give you the current date based on your system. That's what is going to give. But this one, what we don't need the full date. What we need is the year. So how do we get the year? So on it, we can actually use it, get we need to use a new. So new date, then get full year. So this one is going to give you the full year, as you can see. It's going to give you the full year. So now we can compare the end of this number to whatever you type here. This is 2024. So which means here you need to type 25. Whatever you have to type here, it must be greater than this one. So 24, you need to type 25. You can't give us anything less than 24. So first we need to extract this here. Take the last two number, then we compare it to the two number here. So if this one now is less than this, you know that something is wrong, or less or equal to. So whatever you have to give us must be greater than the current year that we have. Other thing here is that this one is actually simple, because what we just check here is convert it to a number and check whether it is it is between the range that we are looking for, which is, it must not be greater than 12, and it must not be less than 1. So this one is simple. Let's quickly do that one first. So which is the months. So for the months, let's go log into our validator. So we need to add another refine. So here again, refine, which I'm going to move to the next line. So dot refine. Now all this one I'm checking, they already know that it is number. For you to get here, we already know that whenever you supply is number. If it is not number, it will not go to the next one. So for the way the validator works, it will finish one first before moving to the next. So for you to get here, we already know that you supply numbers. So whatever you want to do here, you know that you are saved with number. So here we know that whatever you are getting here is going to be, so we can convert it to number like this, and no value. So we want to check, or don't let me do it like this. Let me expand it so that we can do it once. So expand like this, so const var, or let me put, because we can't have the same name. So we convert it to number. So what we want to do is that return this var is greater or equals to 1, and this var is less or equals to 2. So whatever number you have to supply to us must be greater or equals to 1, or less or equals to. And if you look at it, if you notice, I forget about the 0 at the front, because this thing we actually, for example, now if you pass, maybe you pass 03 into the stuff, as you can see that it has already converted to 3. So it will ignore any 0 in front and do the normal number. And if it is like 10 now, so that it will give you normal 10. So you know that one, and you know that you cannot insert 3. So we know that one already. So whatever you are putting in, once you convert it to number, those ones that have 0 at the front, it will remove them in front of it like that. So we now compare it against. So it must be greater or equals to, or less, and less, not all. So it must be in this range. So this is a range now. Whatever month you want to impute must be a range between the first month and the 12th month, like that. So, and this will either return true or false. So once you return whatever I want to return, we can just say invalid month again, like that. So save. Let's test this one. So going back to the page. So this is 03, which is valid. 00 now, as you can see, it will not work, because we don't have anything like 0 months. The month are 1, 2, 3, all the way to 12. Again, too, you cannot enter 13. It will not accept it, because we don't have 13 months. But if you put 12 now, it will accept. So that's what the thing is checking. Whatever value you are supplying it, the number must be between 1 and 12 inclusive. It's including 1 and that 12, like that. And we cannot type any other. So even that other validator will check first before it gets to that part. So we know that we are safe with number like that. And please, this is another crazy thing in JavaScript. E is actually number 2. it's actually number. So when you do E like this, it's number too in JavaScript. It's a number. So which you still remember when we're talking about number one E2 like this. What you're just saying is 1 times 10 raised to power 2. So anytime you use E here, when you convert it to number, it will. So yeah, so this one is valid. Then let's do the year too, because we know that whatever year we want to put there have to be 25. You can't give us 24, you can't give us 23. We need to set the expired year. So any year that is less or equals to the current year, they are expired year to us. Normally the 24 is supposed to work too, because you still have November and you still have December. Even years you still have it, just that the day. But we don't want to get too deep into this. So we need to check year too. So how do we do it? Just like what I mentioned here. We need to get the current year that we are currently on. Then we extract the last two numbers. So how do we do that? The first thing, let's get the year, because year is going to be new dates, then dot gets full year like this. Once we get the full year, so for example, if you console logger, so we need to extract out the last two here. But this thing is number. You can't just extract something from number. You need to convert it to a string that allows you to take a part, because you can actually take part of string. For example, if I have Sam like this, I can take the first two that is here by just taking slice. So slice now, like you are like slice of bread. You want to take part of that bread. So here too, you can take part of the text. You can see you specify where you want to start and where you want to stop. But whatever number you want to use is index. So the X is on 0, A is on 1, and so forth like that. So here now, if I said 0, then I want to stop on 2. You see that it really give me the first two letter like that. So start from 0, then end on 2, or take 2 character like that. So the same thing we want to do here. So you want to take the last two. We already know that it's always going to be 4. So which means this is 0, 1, 2, 3. Or you can take it from the back. So because the slides doesn't support from back. So if you want to do it from the back, you can just give it a negative index if you want to do that one like that. So -1, that's the, so from the back start with -1. This is -2, -3, and this is -3 like that. Or you can just put it on, it's going to give you, but let me do the simple one. So here we need to convert that here to a string. So what we can just do is const x should just be string, which is going to be here. So x now is holding the string. What we did here is number, but we'll convert it to string. And what do we need? We just need to slice the stuff. What do you want to take there? So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0, 2 is 0, 0 is 1, this is 2, so this is going to be 2, 3 like this. No, you don't need so like this. So we need this. So 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. And it's going to give us 0, 1, 2 like this. So we have the 24. So after we get the 24, then we can now compare it against what, because this is the year, the current year, but we need the end part. And after extracting the end part, what do we need to do? We compare it again. So whatever you put here must be greater than what you have here like that. So let's put it in the code there. So let's put it in the code. So where's the year? Let's add the refine here. So at the end, so refine. So we're going to receive our value. So const year y1, or let me call it year number. Year number like this should just be new dates, then they'll get full year like that. Or you can even convert to string directly like this by just say to string, also like that. As you can see, you can say to string, and it's going to convert it to string for you directly instead of doing it on a separate line. Let's just say here like this. So we can just take this. So const last last two number like this should just be year, then the slice, because we want to take parts of the stuff like that. So if you want to take from the back, you can actually take from the back, just like what I mentioned. This is -1, this is a -2, this is a -3 like that. You can start from here. So I want to start from -2. So what I can do here is x slice, then -2 like this. So to start from that place, and it will keep going to the end like can see it gave me the last two that is there. So and that's what I want to do. So I can do -2 like this. So what do we need to do? No, whatever is returning back is a string. So we need to convert it to number. So how do you convert it to? So last two number, or what I can just do, let me pass it here. So let's pass it to number directly from here. So number, whatever it gave us, is going to convert it to number. And what do we need to do? So return number value must be greater or equals to this last two. So last two pages. What we did, we get the year, convert it to string. Then after converting it to string, we extract the last two to give us the last two number that is there. Then after getting that last two number, the value that you type, we check it whether it is greater or equals to that last two number. If it is greater, it will return true. If it's not greater, it will return false. Which means here, which error message we want to display when it's not greater. We just say the expired year. So anytime you type a number that is greater than that last two number, which is 24, because we are currently in year 2024, so we extract that 24. Then the number you type, we check whether it is greater or it should be greater, not even equals to 7. So it should just be greater, because we don't name this current year too, like that. So going back to the page, yeah, this is 23. Confirm, as you can see, expire year. Why is it expire year? Because this is 23, but currently we are in 2024. So there's no way you want to use card that has been it's not being used again. But yeah, if you put 24 too, it will not accept. But if you put 25, it will accept, because this is 25, and since 25 is greater than the current year, which is 24, then you can still use that card. This one is unnecessary. It just allow the user to do whatever they need, but follow that pattern. The service that you're going to be using to collect the money will do all this checking. If you use expire card, the thing will know. And it will reject it, but it's always good that you do it like this. So now we have this. So once you confirm, then all this one are there. So now Mayoverse training like this. Then for the card, we just have some random number like this. So once you click on confirm, what do you want to do? We see all this data now. We want to get them and want to display it on the next screen. But there's something that we are skipping here. This one. So this one that is here, we need to split it into 4 so that we can add the space in between them. How can we do it? How can we do this stuff? So it's just JavaScript here too. What we can do here, whatever the user is typing here, you can look through it and from there take 4 out of it based on the stuff. So let me draw this thing so that you can understand what is going on, because it's better you see visually before we put it in the code here. So what do we want to do? Assuming we have this box, and this box is going to contain some random number here. So for example, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, we don't even need to be doing it. Let me put 9 like that. 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Like. So what do we want to do? We want to break them into 4. So how can we do this thing? We can actually look through the value. We can look through the stuff. But as you are looking through the stuff, what we want to do, or you want to group it into 4. And what we need to do here is that to now have this box. So we have this. This is the first box. It's going to contain 4. There is 16. 4, 4. That is going to be 4 times 4. So that means the thing is going to be in this group. This is what you are typing. But we want to group it, we want to break it like this. So what do we need to do? We have this 4. So which means we need to loop 4 times. The first loop, what does it need to do? It needs to take 4 numbers here. So it needs to take everything from here to here. So it's going to transfer it into this box. So that's the first loop. So when you loop, so where is it? Here. So when you are looping, there's a variable that you're going to be using to keep tracking of your loop. You want to loop. The I is 4, but the end here is so we are starting from 0 and the end is 4. So when you get here, it means your I has gone to 1, but the end is still 4 because the end is always the same. So here, no, something is wrong here. So this one should be, it can't be like this. Let me clean shit. Go back. Let me erase this one. So like that. Bring my pen. So the loop, this is your second loop. So this is going to be 1. The end is still 4. So yeah, it just, this is the mathematics that is going on there also. I don't look as if I'm doing one Chinese stuff. So yeah, this is going to be I is going to be 3 because it can never get to the end. So the E is still 4 here. So what do we want to do? What we want to do here is that when your I is 0, we want to take the first 4 number. So when your I is 1 now, you know, we need to start from 5, another 4 number. So yeah, like that. So when the I is 2, then we need to take another 4 number. So let me erase this one so that it can, yeah, no, that's not what I asked you. Let me use another color and let me change the pen. So when our I is 0, what do we want to do? What we want to do is I want to take this first 4 number. So that's when the I is 0. When the I is 1, this is second box. We want to take another 4 number here. So which is going to be this. So when it gets to I, the third loop, what do we want to take? So from 9 all the way to this place. There. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last one, we're going to have this like this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, which means we add extra 1. So look at what is happening. When the I is 0, you know, you are starting counting from 0 all the way to plus 4 of that index. So we are taking from 0, then all the way to this plus 4. But when you get here, you know that you need to add these two together. So when you add them together, it will give you the value at this place. Then you take another 4. You take another 4 there. So when you get here, you take another 4, and you keep doing it like that until you get to the end. This is what we are going to do, but I will skip this in and will re-explain it again in the next class because these boys are here. I need to kind of take their class too. And what is time now? This is for something. So we'll continue from there tomorrow. Yeah, this is 32, which is what I said.